So this is the March 2009 2381. This is just the second half of that homework paper. Okay. So first question, table of values, really easy, especially now we've got a calculator. The one thing I would say is trust your brain more than your calculator for this, especially when it comes to minus numbers. Okay, so let's substitute in. So if x is 2, then 2x is going to be 4. 4 take away 3 is 1. It is a linear graph. It's a straight line graph because it doesn't have an x squared or an x cubed. So you can work out the pattern and fill in the missing number. So I'm going down by 2, went down by 2, went down by 2. So I'm going to go down by 2. Nice and easy there. Okay, it means we don't have to worry about substituting in minus numbers. Okay, let's plot this. So we've got minus 2 minus 7, which is down here. Be really careful plotting these, okay? That you'll use a cross or a plus, and it actually goes exactly on those grid lines. We've got minus 1 and minus 5. We've got 0, minus 3, 1, minus 1, 2, 1, and 3, 3. Now, I've done one thing wrong already. I didn't use a pencil. I don't have a pencil. I was never intending on using a pencil, but you should have used a pencil, okay? Because in the exam, if one of these you did wrong and it looks off, it doesn't fit on your line, you know it's wrong and you can do that. Again, still don't have a ruler, so I'm going to use a tissue box to join up my points. Be really careful that your line goes through the center of all of your points. Otherwise, you will lose marks, okay? C needs to go through the center of all of your points, okay? Otherwise, if you haven't joined them up and you've just plotted the coordinates, you haven't drawn a graph, you've just plotted coordinates, okay? Right, next question. Find 15% of 200. As it is a calculated question, you literally do this. That's 15% of is times, there's 200. Yes, you could work out 10%, half it and work out 5% and then add it on, by all means, but please show all of your workings out, all right? I'm just going to type in 0.15 times 200, and we get 30. Done. Use your calculator to work this out as a decimal. Write down all figures on your calculator display. Right, that's why having a Casio is super important, because you can press this button. And then we type it in exactly 26.4 plus 8.2 all over square root 5.76. You just type it in exactly as you see it. Press equals SD 14.416. Recurring, I would probably put in a few sixes. Okay, put it out in full, don't do that recurring dot. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay. Write your answer correct to 2 decimal places. So I've got 14.42. Okay. Next question, expand and simplify. So what am I going to do here? Let's expand this. I'm going to have 8x plus 20 plus 6x minus 4. So I'm going to have 14x plus 16. Okay, so 14x plus 16 is going to be my answer there. So next thing, expand and simplify. X times x is x squared. X times 8 is 8x. 5 times x is 5x. Use your window method if you prefer. Plus 40. So x squared plus 13x plus 40. Okay? 13x plus 40. Right, next, work out in standard form. This is a calculator paper, so type it straight in. So we've got bracket 6.4. You can either use this button here, times 10 to the 5, if you like, that's the proper way to do it. Or you can do times 10 to the power of 5. It really doesn't matter. Close your bracket, it's the same thing. Bracket 5 times 10 to the power of 4. Close your bracket. If you're using this button down here, you don't need it like a little 4. It knows what it's doing with that. Okay, so give your answer in standard form. 3.2 times 10 to the power of 10. 2 marks for just typing into your calculator. That is it. Okay, next. A solid shape shown in the diagram is made by cutting a hole all the way through a wooden cube. The cube has length edges of 5 centimeters. The hole has a cross-section side of 3. Work out the volume of wood in the shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work out the volume of large cube. Then I'm going to work out the volume of the whole. And I'm going to take it away. Okay, so the volume of a large cube is 5 times 5 times 5, which you should know without a calculator is 125 centimeters cubed. My volume of my whole, well, we've got a little cuboid, if you think about it. It's not 3 times 3 times 3. It's 3 times 3 times 5. Okay, 3 times 3 times 5 is going to give me 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 5 is 45 centimeters cubed. So I now want 125, oh, you can't see, take away 45 centimeters, well, take away 45 is going to give me 125, take away 45 gives me 80 centimeters cubed, okay? Oh, we've already got the units, fine. The mass of the solid shape is 64 grams, work out the density. Please remember this triangle, density, mass, volume. I remember it goes up that way because these little points of this M like the points of the triangle, but also sometimes it will tell you the units. In fact, here, the units of density are grams per centimeter cubed. Grams is mass, centimeter cube is volume. So you know density is mass divided by volume. Mass divided by volume. So if you forget it in the exam, you should be able to draw your own triangle. Okay, work out the density. Density is mass divided by volume. Mass is 64 grams, divided by volume is 80 centimeters cubed. Let's check the units are right. Grams per centimeter cubed, grams per centimeter cubed, yep. So 64 divided by 80. I'm sure we don't need a calculator for that, but there you go. 64 divided by 80 gives me 4 over 5 or 0.8. 0.8 grams per centimeter cubed. Okay, next we now have our customary circle theorem question. So the diagram shows a circle, center O, fine. So this line goes to the center, so straight away I'm thinking, actually that's your diameter, isn't it? Yeah. A, S, B, and T are all points in the circumference, fine. PT and PS are tangents, so I'm thinking 2 tangents from a point are equal. Okay. AB is parallel to AB is parallel to TP, fine. I know that radius meets a tangent at 90 degrees, so I can mark that on as well. Okay, so what we got, angle SPT is 40, so that whole angle there is 40. Work out the size of the angle SOB. Okay, well, what do we need to do? First of all, because this is now symmetrical, we can say that each side of this is 22 degrees. We also know that angles in a triangle add up to 180. So this triangle here adds up to 180. So let's do 90 plus 22, which is going to give us 112. And then we need to take that away from 180, and that will give us this angle here. Okay, so 180, take away 112, please use your calculator. Take away 112 is going to give me 68 degrees. So I know this angle is 68 degrees, okay? This whole angle. What do we want to work out? We wanted to work out SOB, okay? So what do we need to do here? Well, the fact that this is a Z angle, because they're parallel lines, so we're looking here and we've got a Z angle. We don't call them Z angles, we call them alternate angles, okay? We've already said that this cuts this angle in half, so that is also 22 degrees. So if this is now a Z, alternate angles equal, this is 22 degrees here. So our little bit here is going to be 68 minus 22 degrees. 68 minus 22 degrees is going to give me 46 degrees. Okay, that was quite a challenging question. Some of the key points there we had were angles in a triangle. We had Z angles, or alternate angles were equal. We had a radius meets a tangent at 90 degrees. And we had the fact that this would cut this exactly in half. Okay, so there were some key points there. Okay, question number 8. Factorize. Now this is difference of two squares. If we take it back to something that we already know, let's say for example x squared minus 4, right? If we had a question we knew, then that's going to be x plus 2, x minus 2. Why? Well, I've square rooted this, and I've square rooted this. One's a plus, one's a minus. So for here, let's square root the x, let's square root the y, one's a plus, one's a minus. If you don't believe me, expand it out. X squared plus xy minus xy minus y squared. So that's going to work for us. Okay? Next, hence or otherwise, factorize this. So the fact that they've asked us to do this first, this hence, always pay attention to the hence. The hence means whatever you just did is useful. It will pretty much say otherwise as well. I would never try and do otherwise. It's going to be messy, okay? But let's have a look here. This format that we worked out, there was a square number, take away a square number. A square, take away a square. Look here, it's a square, take away a square. So if we were to factorize this, it's going to go into double brackets. What's the square root of this side? Well, it's just going to be x plus 1. What's the square root of this side? It's going to be y plus 1. What am I doing? So let's just, I've lost my thought track a little bit there. Let me just take it back so I know what I'm doing. In that first bracket, I had the square root of this first term plus the square root of the second term. Okay, so I was close. So in the first bracket, I'm going to have the square root of the first term plus the square root of the second term. In my second bracket, I'm going to have the square root of the first term minus the square root of my second term. Notice there, I've got a minus sign on, notice there I've got a minus sign on both because I've got minus y minus 1. Okay, let me tidy these brackets. So I'm going to have x plus y plus 2, and I'm going to have x minus y in a bracket. Okay, if you would like to expand that and double check, please do so. Okay, but otherwise, that's your answer. Okay, well done.